And Deputy President David Mabuza has confirmed that he has resigned as the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. Mabuza was speaking at his brother's burial service in Mpumalanga. The Deputy President lost out at the ANC elective conference in December, where he was succeeded by Paul Mashatile as Deputy President of the party. Mabuza was also not present at the party's NEC lekgotla and Cabinet lekgotla. Joining us now is SABC News political reporter Samkele Maseko. Samkele, it's been the story that has been in the news cycle for quite some time now, speculation being rife, whether or not the Deputy President has indeed resigned or not. Listening to some of the clips from his brother's funeral, the horse has bolted.
Indeed, Bongiwe, the horse has bolted. The Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, David Mabuza, has effectively stepped down and resigned as the second in command of the Republic of South Africa. He has effectively now left the east wing of the Union buildings. In those video clips that we will be playing on during the course of the evening, David Mabuza is heard saying to the congregation at his brother's burial that he is now effectively paving way for the newly elected Deputy President of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, to be sworn in as the Deputy President of Republic of South Africa, saying that he hopes that Paul Mashatile will respect the President in the manner that he has also respected President Cyril Ramaphosa. Mabuza going on to say at the burial of his brother that the President Cyril Ramaphosa will be making the necessary announcement in the coming days, that he, as David Mabuza, has decided to step down as the Deputy President of South Africa. It is through consultation and agreement with President Ramaphosa that this should happen. There is no bad blood. But going on to saying that he can also see that the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile, has been making some moves in ensuring that he is sworn in as the Deputy President of South Africa, on the virtue that Paul Mashatile is now effectively a member of Parliament, replacing Chiliz Munyai, who's now been sworn in as a member of the provincial legislature in Gauteng, and Mashatile taking his place in the National Assembly, paving the way for President Ramaphosa in the coming days to announce Mashatile as the new Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa.
And it's interesting because on Friday, I remember the question you posed to the Minister and the President, Simondle Gungubele, that is this something that we should be reading into the fact that the Deputy President of the country at the time, as we knew, was absent from the Cabinet lekgotla, and you were told that it's not so. There's no story here.
I had known during the course of the week, particularly I heard on Tuesday, that the Deputy President had lost his brother, and effectively knew that he would not be making his way to the Cabinet lekgotla due to a family bereavement. But there was also those strong murmurs that he had long intended and sent through his resignation to President Ramaphosa and to the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, of his intent and his decision to resign as Deputy Head of State or Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. The mere fact that he was not present at the ALC's NEC lekgotla, which spoke about governance issues, and on the virtue that he, as Deputy President, is the leader of government business, he chairs the ANC's deployment committee, that rang alarm bells as to why he's not there, because there is no family issue, there's no family bereavement at that point in time. But he did put on an apology that he was not there due to prior commitments, which also relatively spoke to trying to ease the situation. But it has been pretty much clear since the 55th National Conference, after the nominations, because we've not seen the Deputy President in the public domain in his official duties as Deputy President of the country. Post the nomination processes of that conference, he didn't even come back to the ANC conference post the nominations. He simply went home to Barberton to relax and to cool off. And effectively now he's taken this decision to resign as Deputy Head of State or Deputy President of the country, with the President now left to make the announcement in the coming days.
Do we know when exactly this letter was sent to the President? Because speculation has been rife for quite some time now.
This letter was sent to the President about 2 weeks ago by the Deputy President David Mabuza of his intention to resign as the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. The President was still applying his mind on the various consultations and what's going to take form in the Cabinet reshuffle, whether it's a wholesale change or he just patches up the changes here and there. As you do know, there's no Deputy Minister, there's no Minister of Public Service and Administration in the country after the resignation of Ayanda Dlodlo. there is also those vacancies that will be there with the resignation of Fikile Mbalula as the Member of Parliament, and also as a minister in the executive, on the virtue that he now has to occupy the 6th floor at Luchuli House as Secretary General, and also those whom will be chopped by the president, to whom he has no faith in being members of the executive now after the ANC's 55th National Conference. Many are of those senior leaders whom are tipped to be facing the chop, whom failed to make it to the NEC, people like Natim Tetwa, who are no longer in the highest decision-making body of the governing party, people like Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, who's openly defied the ANC caucus in parliament for voting for the adoption of the Section 89 report on the Phala Phala form of the president, and also Lindiwe Sisulu on the virtue that she has had a tit-for-tat battle with the president for the longest of time. She's also tipped to be facing the chop. And you've also seen the likes of Sihle Khuzeni Zikalala, the former provincial chairperson of the ANC, former premier of KwaZulu-Natal, and now former MEC of Kokta in that province, who's effectively now gone to parliament as a member of parliament and maybe tipped to be getting an executive role. The likes of Parkstar, who's now a member of parliament, also tipped to be getting a role in the executive of President Ramaphosa. So it tells you that the ANC has had a number of vacancies on the virtue of some resignations, some members of parliament losing their lives in the ANC caucus. So there are a number of vacancies, and effectively we may be seeing a wholesale change of cabinet when President Ramaphosa, either, I can't say the exact date, but murmurs are there that's probably late tomorrow, sometime next week, or after the State of the Nation address. But Fikile Mbalula said definitely before the 1st of February, there will be some moves. We've effectively crossed over to February now, and we're still waiting. We don't know what the president is thinking, but definitely sometime this weekend or sometime next week, movements and political tectonic plates will have shifted.
So Samkele, one word for you, no, in fact two, no rest. So do not go too far. This weekend is going to be a busy one, possibly. So thank you so much for your time then. Let's see if your predictions are correct, if it will be in the coming days, tomorrow, this week, we don't know. So let's see then, because the president also has to pronounce on the resignation of the deputy president. That's Samkele Maseko, the SABC News political reporter.